So today we're gonna review a Q game. We played this about 2 days ago.
Yep.
Yes, 2 days ago. All right. So let's just jump right into it.
There we go. Now
All
it's in
right.
real time.
Awesome. Okay. So first five moves are very normal. This is very similar to the Orthodox opening. Orthodox would have a black stone at C16 or D16 instead of C16. When black is at C16, it's a little bit wider, but it means that white can uh, has an easier time settling on the top side.
Okay.
White can even just jump in right now.
Uh-huh.
But white approaches. This is very normal, and black pincers here, which is a good idea because it puts pressure on this white stone while builds up some sort of framework on the top side. Uh, this framework isn't actually that safe because white can jump in pretty easily, but black shouldn't worry about that right now, just because white is still under pressure. Um, Another common response to this is uh, just have black attach under, and you can play very common Josekis from here, and it's okay. Uh, there's a new idea where white attaches underneath, and then there's some complicated responses. But for now, uh, just don't think Q players need to worry about stuff like this. So
I think I've seen something like that before, though.
yeah. But you have to know the reason why this is good to play this because black actually gets a lot of points, right, in the corner.
Uh-huh.
And if white can't use that extra bit of influence that white got, then white would be a little bit behind. So um, don't have to try this, but in theory, I guess it's slightly better. But whatever.
I haven't seen Q18 before. That's an
Haven't.
interesting move.
Yeah, it's so Q18 in general is a local probe on this black enclosure.
Hmm.
So and normally when white plays here, it's asking, "Hey, black, what are you going to do about this? Are you going to respond to this move in any of these directions?" And then if you respond, then I know what your plan is, and I'm going to plan the rest of the game around it. So it's a probing move. Right? We're certainly not attacking these two black stones. We're not invading right now. We're just trying to see what happens.
Hmm.
Okay, so nothing wrong with the two space pincer here. Uh, White slips out right here. Once again, very normal response. White has the option of other Josekis like this. In this particular case, it seems like if white plays this sort of Joseki, then uh, since black already has stones in the top right, white's two groups uh, are not settled right now. So this kind of a running battle may be too much for white.
Mm.
So that's why I chose.
Traditional.
Yep. Well, not. That's kind of newish. I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Two of our friends said that this is like probably one of their first Josekis they learned.
yeah, it's definitely very popular on KGS. Uh, it was made popular because like Lisa Idol played it like a gazillion times. But okay, so uh, Black's next move is correct. White follows up. This is very normal. And F16,
Not normal.
not normal, and it's actually a game-ending mistake right now. Um, Black can do this if Black has the ladder, but Black doesn't because there's a white stone on the other side.
Mhm.
Um, so, um,
So it's better to pull back, right?
it's better to actually uh, just keep white separated here because white has
Oh
two
yeah,
groups
that's a
like
good
this, right?
idea.
So this
Then-
is the popular variation where you'll see.
Yeah.
Then the next couple of moves is uh, white uh, sticking his head against c16.
Mm-hmm.
Black makes this wobbly table shape.
Mm-hmm.
Then white hanes to try to get the corner.
Then
And
15.
hmm,
C15.
yeah, that's one of them. So this follow-up is still very common. Here, white has two options. White can either Tiger's Mouth, which is simple, or white can try to get more things by playing b17, but it
Mm-hmm.
leaves a cut at f16 open. And the variations from here get very nasty. Uh, and they also depend on the ladder on the other side of the board.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for Q players, just uh, this Tiger's Mouth is enough. And then black extends to grab a base. And I think this is actually pretty fair for both sides.
Yeah.
So by the way, back here, instead of c15, black can also extend to a b16.
Mm-hmm.
The difference now is white probably doesn't want to play Tiger's Mouth anymore because uh, in the end game, black can just take away the white corner anyway. So in this case, uh, white will just fix this cut directly. Black will take the corner. White fixes here. And then black fixes his shape, or sorry, makes a kind of a base-ish shape on the side. And there's some other follow-ups here too. The main point here is notice that white did not push f14. This is because when black has no stone here, it makes it so that d13 still has g later. So in this variation, white should not push. By the way, Peggy, if you have any questions, you can
It looks
ask.
kind of loose. Like black, C10. It looks kind of, I don't know. Maybe I'm too cute, but like it looks really loose to me. Like,
Um, yes, you shouldn't worry about it just because like black's actually pretty solid right here, and if white tries anything, let's say somebody that you can just connect under, and it's not a problem, right?
but it
Worst case
doesn't,
scenario.
it's like,
Worst case
it's like
scenario.
not that many points though.
Um, it's true. So it makes it worth it because there's actually follow-ups locally, and
Hmm.
one of the follow-ups is black, white, and then black here. And what happens is that black is actually not alive locally, so there's actually still an attack on this shape. So what happens is because white needs to run away. So let's say white runs this way, right? He's helping black fix anyway. So because white is weak, black isn't. And that's why C10 isn't that loose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, geez. Okay, sorry, my Facebook is like, I'm actually gonna, it's like beeping at me. Okay, it's Mish. All right.
Oh, are you gonna go with Mish to the cotton?
Oh, if I'm gonna go, I think I'm gonna drive myself. Don't tell Mish that. He might be watching this video later, so cover your ears.
Yeah, carpooling like such a long distance, it takes quite a bit of.
Yeah, and they're planning to take a van for 10 people and I'm not gonna. I love those people dearly, but I'm not gonna sit in the band for 8 hours with them.
Is it just the San Francisco group or is it the Berkeley group too?
Well, it's the San Francisco Go Club, which Mish is the president of, and they're sponsoring. Like I think like they're paying for some of the van and some of the Airbnb.
Yeah, I saw it was like 60 for the trip down and then 60 for the hotel and Airbnb. And if you're going together with the group, it's like 100 total.
Yeah, it's not that bad. But I have a car and uh and
Could you drive down? Could you drive
yeah.
on yourself and
Uh,
then Airbnb with them?
Actually, the the last couple of times I actually just drove down myself and I got a hotel.
Oh, wait, don't you live down there?
I do, but I live like way out in the boonies.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
that works. Yeah, that
yeah,
works.
yeah.
I thought
Okay.
that most of you wouldn't come this year because it didn't seem like the Berkeley group wanted to come.
They're talking about it. That's why like my Facebook is blowing up because they're talking about it. But
Um,
yeah.
okay. Hope it works out.
Ray Frost, love you. Sorry. Okay. So, all right. Sorry. Back to the game. Back to the game. Okay. So those were the variations that should have happened, but F15 or F16 is currently a game-ending mistake, and
It's only like the what 12th move, 10th, 12th move.
yeah. So what can happen is this. uh, White should actually just kick d16 here, and then if black tries to fight this, this happens. There's a ladder, and notice that the ladder works for white right now, and it means that since those three stones are dead, um, all black has left here is those two stones on C or B14 and the black stones at G16, um, and the corner is just destroyed. So you can't continue from here.
The should
So
just resign.
uh, if I was playing this game, I would resign as black right now. But I didn't play this variation. Oh, okay. So even here though, even here, uh, black extends, and it's actually a Joseki now. It reverts to Joseki. But another thing that can happen is that you could have kind of wrapped around under at e17. Let's say white takes, and then you well fix your connection here, and it looks like black has a lot of territory, but white's influence out on the outside is actually not that bad either. So um, I actually like white here. Even though black has a lot of points, white's influence is actually pretty good.
It's a pretty Panuki.
Exactly, right? Panuki's 30 points, and white may or black maybe got 20 at most. So um, yeah, so I think white's not in a bad shape. So black extends, and yeah, this turns into Joseki. So you actually played the Joseki out correctly. This is correct. The at the end of this, black gets a lot of influence on the outside. White's corner is fairly large, but white also gets Sente. So uh, I'd call that evenish. Uh, since black has a wall facing
White stone.
white stone, right? Well, so uh, it wouldn't be that bad. So let's say white plays a Silence, right? It wouldn't be that bad if black got an approach move, and now there's something to work with over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's why white doesn't play a silence in here, and white plays a move to prevent black from approaching. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
after this, the worth of this wall is much, much less. Right. And because the wall is much, much less, D10 looks very, very close. Right.
Can that
So,
wall die?
huh?
Can that wall die?
Uh, you shouldn't worry about walls dying. That should never cross your mind.
Walls always die on
What?
me.
Something's wrong. Um, no, but in this case, like, don't even worry about. Well, first of all, like this stone is basically dead. Like, there's almost no value to this stone, and this stone's almost captured, right? So, if white tries to run this uh, F15 stone out, then white is weak, but probably weaker than black on both sides. So it's probably still okay for black. But definitely D10 is a little bit too close to your wall. So you know the proverb where which says extend one higher than your wall?
I thought it was two.
One higher.
I thought it was two.
One higher. Um no,
I
it's
thought
it's
it was wall plus two.
uh it's like here's a too high wall and you want to extend three away, right?
Yeah, I think it's like one. No. Yeah, okay.
It's three
Is it?
space. Well, okay, so the stone is four spaces away, but the space in between is only three.
Okay.
Yeah, so you want to extend one higher than your wall. Um, in this particular case, edit tool, your wall is 9 high, right? So you want to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you want to be about this far away, just to be efficient, and it means that when this happens, it is about 8 points too close, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's why I think at this point should think about just an approach, right? So you are developing a side. You can think about an approach on over here. You can think about splitting moves. Um, but yeah, definitely Tanuki from uh, that wall right now, just because it is very hard to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So uh, white, just gets another large move in. Um, mm.
You're like this. It was just like this game is kind of sad.
Well, it's a learning game, right? So I mean, things happen. But okay, so black splits the bottom side. There's nothing wrong with this, I don't think. Uh, white chooses to take the corner. Of course, black needs to get a base, and then white fixes his corner also. Um, at this point, I don't think black has the time to spend on L5, right? Just because technically black's behind on territory, right?
Yeah.
So black needs to find a faster move. Um, so I'm looking at this board, and one idea is, hey, this stone is actually kind of lonely, right? So you can think about moves like an attack, or so not attack, a splitting move. Um, you can think about moves like this. Q12 is a move to think about. The issue is that it looks like if we did this, then white has a bigger side than black. So
Mm-hmm.
black still feels a little bit behind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's not a good position to be in right now. Um, yeah, I think I definitely think about just splitting and see if there's some kind of way to attack this white group, or just keep white's territory low on the right side. So yeah, so definitely L5 is a little bit slow. Okay, so Q18. So there's the peeping move here, or not peeping move, the probing move. So I just want to know if black is going to play one of these moves, right? If black plays a move on R17, I know that black wants to keep his corner, and it allows white to grab the outside, something like that. Right? Black wants the corner. White gets uh, some stones to throw away on the outside. If black plays on the outside later, this is actually a common pattern. White can actually play this trade here, and white is actually alive locally. So white gets a corner, black gets on the outside. But because it's later in the game, this is actually a very nice reduction for white.
This is kind of weird to me. I think I've only seen it once before.
Are you talking about Q18?
Yeah.
Um, I think you'll see it more commonly as you like rank up. Um, you'll see more attached moves like this. Another way to probe this corner is like P17. Like I just really want to know, uh, are you going to just protect the corner, or are you going to like fight me on the outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's asking what black wants, and then finding moves to not let black have it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, because moves like O17 or uh, M17, right? Like it looks like, oh, I'm just gonna plop a stone in there, but it's actually really hard to develop with that stone because uh, let's say black simply says, okay, I'm gonna cut that off, right? White doesn't have a nice extension on either side, so uh, like if white tries to extend something over here, uh, what's white actually getting, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's the idea is I'm going to see what black wants first and then decide how to continue later. So it's less straightforward. It makes the game a little bit more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so uh, because well, actually, actually don't know why I played R13. It's actually not a good move in this case because uh, P17 says that black wants the outside center, right? So in this case, white should say, okay, I'm going to deny the outside center. I'm going to play high so that it's harder to make anything over here, right? Because white can always come back to take the corner later at R17. So uh, so I think it's R13 is probably a mistake for white. Um, and Q13 definitely is now correct because uh, since white didn't prevent black from getting the outside, black takes the outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, so this is good. And we push a little bit, and yeah, so this is actually pretty nice for black right now, right? So white pushed black from behind. I mean, white got a little bit of shape over here, but it's actually not that good because white needs to fix his shape at R14,
Mm-hmm.
and when he does that, he hurts Q18's chance of living. So this is actually pretty good for black. Uh,
Okay.
Yeah. So
First thing I did right.
no, you did a lot of things right. I mean, I just didn't. I should have said good job for a lot of those. Sorry.
Oh, no, 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 no. I like messed up the upper last. Like I knew I messed it up. Like it looked bad. So
well,
I
well,
was trying to like see
mm,
if I could do anything
uh,
else.
technically it's Joseki, right? So I mean, it's technically perfect.
I think
Just
you're just a nice teacher.
mm, all right. So okay, so N17 was just another probing move to see if Black would answer here, and L17 is a good idea, right? Restrict White's movement, right?
Mhm.
White doesn't want to save the stone immediately right now, just because it's probably just gonna die. So there's no point right now. So that's why after White sees L17, just sacrifice it. There's nothing left to do over there.
Mhm.
So keep pushing, keep pushing. Um, and I think I remember counting this in my head. And uh, even if Black gets the top right corner, I think the game is still a little bit good for White. So White's not worried about giving Black points here right now. Um, but uh, it is a lot of points for Black. So you normally don't want to do pushes like this. So
Okay.
so okay. Question for you: why L7?
Because it looked like Black was getting a big chunk of territory in the middle, right? Kind of the middle of the board. And so I learned that like you want to like do what your opponent wants sometimes. So it would be kind of bad if you. I was trying to break up your territory. That's all.
You're saying you mean for White? You mean
Yeah,
if White gets something like this, right?
yeah.
Okay. So it's a good idea. I don't know if L. Okay, so L7's probably not the correct place to do it, just because um it really doesn't affect White's side over here, right? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
actually really really far away, and
Mm-hmm.
also Black isn't increasing by any points, right? So if Black's territory was over here, Black maybe extended his triangle by half a point, maybe at most, right? There's actually no area
Okay.
in between here.
Uh-huh.
So so shape-wise is actually very very inefficient. Um, so I think if you want to reduce White's area over here, uh, if you want to do it from the outside, you should think about moves like this, right? Where you're looking to have a follow-up move at Q5, which really puts pressure uh, on White's two stones.
Okay.
Um, if it was me locally, I would actually think about a submarine move like this. So it's a submarine because it goes very very deep, um, and it's actually a little bit dangerous right now just because uh, White actually has a really strong shape, but it won't outright die right now. So, a very simple follow up is maybe something like this, right? And Black has a little bit of a base. Maybe Black wants to run out this way, right? Maybe Black just wants to say, okay, I'm going to see if I can uh, just sacrifice these two stones and reduce the White from the outside, right? But the idea is just can Black get a few forcing moves here uh, and reduce White that way?
I do agree. White is really strong on the top. Like,
Yeah, it's a little
uh,
scary. Oh, also you can actually try attach moves like this.
okay. Like similar to your Q18.
Exactly, right? If White plays on the inside, you take the outside, right? If
Uh-huh.
if White plays on the outside, there's actually this here, and this is actually a Joseki to live. And the corner's not that bad, right? So I mean, this is okay-ish. Um, but yeah, so I think just because White's area is so big, it's okay to just dive. Uh, by the way, you've heard of the rule of thumb of 21 points, right?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so the rule of thumb for an invasion is if there is 21 points of empty space and somewhere to run to, it's okay to invade. So what I mean by that is here, it looks like there is 9 times 3, so 27 points of empty space,
Mhm.
plus a way for black to run. So the rule of thumb is black can most likely invade here, and black either will live here or be able to run away with it.
Okay.
So yeah, so just locally, I think it's okay to try an invasion.
It's the first time I heard of the rule of 21 points.
Well, 21 points and a way to run. Right? If you don't have a way to run, it gets much harder, or
Okay.
probably impossible. So
Okay.
yeah, here's 27 points plus a way to run, so probably possible. Yeah, so L7, questionable. Okay, because black didn't respawn locally in the center, white
Yeah, when you did
Hane's.
cable, I was like, that move is powerful.
It um it's dangerous looking, right?
Yeah.
Actually, if I okay, so black answered by honey in the inside. It's a safe move, but in this particular case, actually, I would try cut, and I would try that just because remember you have all of the strength over here, right? It means that right now it's all of the strength plus the cutting stones versus this one
Yeah, my
lonely stone.
K13 was too passive. Like,
Mm,
I think after I played it, I was like, should not have played that.
yeah, a little bit passive. Yeah, so after this, white actually doesn't need to worry about this cut anymore
Uh-huh.
because the ladder will be good for white.
Uh-huh.
And then, as we'll see later, white really doesn't have to worry about it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so since black didn't invade, white finishes the corner with R5, and it's now if we look at the rule of 21, right? White has maybe 15 points over here, so it's not big enough to invade anymore. To safely invade by that rule of thumb.
Yeah.
So, okay. So at this point, I think the game
It's over.
probably resignable. Actually,
Yeah,
uh,
I think we are supposed to, we usually pay the 50 or 100, right? So I should have like evaluated here. But I wanted to see what would happen to that like L7 group just for fun. So I
the
kept on playing.
L7. Oh, L7 group. Well, so okay. So, white would never even want to try to attack that group anymore, just because black has spent 4 moves. Right? It's probably safe, right? Like for now, for the next like 100 moves, those 4 stones aren't gonna die. So yeah, so black shouldn't worry about that right now. Yeah, much earlier, black should have worried about white growing too large and or building a framework for themselves. But let's see. Let me just click through a couple more moves, see if there's anything interesting. Oh yeah, this cut you have to watch out for the nets.
Yeah. I was
So
like, oops. Net.
yeah, so it's basically like playing out a ladder that doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was like, when I'm stuck on thinking about forget nets. And then when I'm stuck on thinking about nets, I forget ladders.
Oh,
And I was like, wait, I could think about them together.
yeah. Actually, at this point, I think you can try a move like this maybe, um, and see if you can build anything in the middle. Uh, I I don't know. It's probably still not enough points though, just because it's very hard to hold the center, right? So
Mhm.
there's probably not much that black can even build in the center. But yeah, it's a very hard game for black right now. Let's see what else is left. Yeah, O6 is a good
That was
reduction.
it. That's all the big stuff.
Yeah, yeah, O6 is a. Oh, actually, R17. I was actually just wondering what you would play. It's true that white can live this way, but when black has all these stones on the outside, black can actually consider fighting this right now.
Okay, interesting.
Mhm. Um, so what happens is, yes, white can run away, but where is white running to, right?
Blackstone.
Exactly. So that's the so S17 is the answer to R17 when black has a lot of strength on the outside.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, white got a little too much over here. Yeah, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it. You have any questions?
No, let's do it again later.
Later again? All right. Okay. Later as in later tonight, like after you do your thing, or later as in later in the week, or later.
When are you free?
Um, let me think.
Oh wait, you might have a new student
Have
for
a new st-
October.
Oh, right. Oh,
Or-
shoot. Today is the 29th. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, have you set up the next group yet, or
Not yet.
not yet? All right. Okay.
A lot of
Let me
teachers,
know
a lot
who.
of teachers sat out. You
Hmm?
might not have another student, or maybe I might just continue the groups, like redo the group for September for October because a lot of them didn't get together until later.
Oh, really? Whoa. Okay.
So I might switch up like Danny and Lova. I might give Lova to Mark, but like let's see, Jerry and well, what did she go by? Waypay? She like they
Uh,
didn't really get the chance to meet until like last week.
oh, that's surprising. I would think she would. Uh,
She didn't have her computer set up and everything until like recently. Yeah, that's why she's been popping up on KGS again.
oh, I see. I see.
Yeah,
Hmm. Up
I'll
to
think
you.
about it.
Up to
Yeah,
you.
I
Up to
have
you.
like another day.
All right. Okay. So let's end it here. Shameless plug. This is a project that we're working on. It's a massively multiplayer uh, consultation Go game. It's
Yeah.
con-go.net. And yeah, right now we actually have like 456 people registered. Not everybody has participated, but what this is you get to uh, sign up. Uh, you're placed on either the black team or the white team. Once a day, you get to vote on a move, and then at midnight PST, P Pacific time, whatever. Is it daylight? I don't even know. It's
Yeah,
daylight.
Pacific time.
Okay,
Pacific Standard Time.
okay, yeah. So it's at midnight Pacific time. The move with the highest vote count gets chosen, and then the next team gets to move. And I think it's a really cool learning tool to be able
Players
to
can comment.
yep, leave comments, read other people's
Yeah.
reasons on why a move is good, and I think this will produce a really high quality game. So definitely check out con-go.net. Um,
We're trying to fit it. We're trying to hit a few thousand, right?
I'm trying to. Um, yeah, I'm really bad at marketing, so
That's
um,
my job.
thank you, Peggy. All right, anything else you want to say?
um, Yeah, so for Congo, I think that like if we find like a good format for the game
Hmm.
that kind of everyone agrees on, I really do think it can hit a few thousand.
So actually, I was thinking of the next experiment after the one a day, and I think I actually want to start it in maybe a month or two. But
Uh-huh.
it would be instead of time based, it would be the number of votes based. So after let's say 30, 40 moves, the turn immediately ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So so that's that way. Nobody has to worry about what time their turn starts, right? So you
Hmm.
kind of have to like constantly check back, but it means that the game can go as fast as people play and as slow as people play, and
Hmm.
because it's limited by the number of votes, you still get a good majority. That's what I'm hoping for, but not right now. Way too busy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's already pretty good. Like it's a super good idea, and everyone really like loves the idea. Like I haven't heard anything bad about it. So
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
yeah.
But yeah, okay, definitely check that out. All right, I'm gonna cut the stream here. We
Okay.
can, we can still